What if the very way we've been taught to manifest is what's blocking us? What if chasing it pushes it further away? Quantum manifestation doesn't respond to striving. It responds to spiritual coherence. Most people don't realize this. It's not about convincing the universe you're ready. It's about becoming so resonant with your higher reality that it can't help but mirror you. They visualize, they affirm, they hustle. But what they're really doing is sending a frequency of lack. They're saying, I don't have it yet, I'm trying. But the quantum field, what some call the voice of God, doesn't respond to trying. It responds to truth. You shift realities not by desire, but by vibration. Desire says maybe. Vibration says already. It's your energetic signature that opens the door, not your wish. You don't need to beg heaven. You need to align with what it's already holding for you. The version of you that is whole, free, and fulfilled isn't far away. It's already encoded in the light of your being. Manifestation isn't creating something new. It's remembering who you were before you forgot. Have you ever wondered why the more effort you give, the further your dream feels? Why the door opens when you stop knocking? We've been told to push harder, work smarter, stay consistent. But in the quantum field, where God breathes possibility, force fractures flow. Your dream isn't achieved by will, it's received by surrender. Effort, when driven by fear, broadcasts a belief, I must earn this, I'm not there yet. But heaven doesn't respond to hustle, it responds to harmony. The more you strive, the more you signal separation. But you're never separate. You are already seated in the reality you desire. Think of yourself like a tuning fork. Your life vibrates according to the pitch you embody. You can't fake resonance. You must become what you believe God already gave you. That's not ambition, it's alignment. Not chasing, but allowing. Maybe your dream hasn't arrived, not because you're doing too little, but because you're doing too much of what disconnects you. You weren't made to fight your way to blessings. You were created to flow with what already carries your name in the spirit. Let go of effort that stems from lack. Step into the ease of being already held. If you've ever felt like manifestation doesn't work for you, you're not alone. But what if it's not that you're failing? It's that you're misreading the process. Here's what most people miss. The quantum doesn't deliver based on want. It responds to who you are being. You can speak affirmations all day, but if your energy contradicts your words, the field listens to your vibration, not your voice. You are not punished for being unsure, but you are reflected. The universe, or what scripture might call the echo of God, only mirrors the signal you emit. And most people don't emit faith. They emit fear wrapped in spiritual language. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Your emotions are not the enemy. They're indicators. They're showing you where your vibration is still stuck in the old story. What you feel is revealing what you're aligned with. And alignment is everything. It's not an achievement, it's a remembrance. You don't need louder affirmations. You need deeper awareness. You don't have to force belief. You can return to trust. Manifestation isn't magic. It's memory. Your highest self isn't waiting for a better version of you. It's waiting for the real you to remember. You were already chosen before you ever asked. What if you've been living a version of yourself that was never truly yours? You're not here to chase a dream. You're here to remember the version of you already living it. In the quantum field, every version of you already exists. The wealthy you, the healed you, the fearless, fulfilled you. You don't become that person by doing more. you become it by tuning your internal signal to the frequency that version already vibrates at. This is not about action, it's about identity, and identity is energetic. Your old patterns, the fear, the self-doubt, the emotional loops, are not proof of who you are. They're echoes from a timeline you no longer have to choose. And just like tuning a radio, when you shift frequency, the signal changes. You begin to receive reality through a different filter, and suddenly, life doesn't feel like resistance anymore. It starts to feel like a response. This is vibrational repentance, not guilt, not shame, but a returning to your original frequency. It's remembering what your soul sounded like before the world distorted the signal. And every time you feel aligned with peace, gratitude, or clarity, you're not just feeling better. You're collapsing time. You're syncing with the version of you that's already free. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to stop forgetting. You're not here to hustle your way into a new life. You're here to tune into it. And that version, it's been calling you back all along. What if the delay you're experiencing isn't a delay at all, just a reflection of your own hesitation to become? You're not waiting on the future. The future is waiting on your embodiment. Your thoughts are electric, your heart is magnetic. Together they broadcast a signal into the quantum field that attracts a matching reality. But when the signal is built on worry, need, or lack, you don't call in the future you desire. You only amplify the timeline of absence. You can't attract abundance while being tuned to scarcity. You can't receive love if you're vibrating with fear of abandonment. The future you want is not behind a locked door. It's behind a locked identity, one you haven't yet dared to live from. To embody the future is to feel it first. Not because you've earned it, but because you've chosen to harmonize with it. That choice releases the illusion of one day and pulls tomorrow into today. Before the manifestation comes, the alignment must come. Before the blessing lands, your being must be ready to hold it. The field doesn't give you what you want. It mirrors who you're willing to be right now. You're not attracting what you think. You're attracting what you are. This is not about saying the right words. It's about becoming the right vibration. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to the frequency you're anchored in. When your entire state of being matches the version of you who already has it, reality must follow. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. You are not creating from effort, you're creating from resonance. The more you stabilize your energy in truth, gratitude, peace, and wholeness, the more reality reflects that stability, not randomly, not emotionally, but vibrationally. So if you've been wondering why it hasn't happened yet, ask not what you're doing wrong, but what you're still refusing to become. Resonance doesn't lie. And reality always tells the truth of your frequency. Why does it seem like things happen instantly for some, while others wait years? It's not luck. It's coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy all agree, the field responds without resistance. Coherence is not wishful thinking. It's vibrational authority, and it collapses time. In that moment, the future rushes to meet you. Doors open, people show up. The impossible rearranges itself because you finally stopped contradicting it. Your alignment is more powerful than your action because action can be scattered. But resonance is absolute. You are not chasing time, you are bending it. Through alignment, you don't wait, you become. And time bends for who you've become. What if every version of your life already exists, and the only thing missing is your focus? The future isn't waiting to be created. It's waiting to be collapsed into form. The quantum field is a soup of infinite timelines. Each one holds a different version of you. The healed you, the wealthy you, the loved and chosen you. They're not far, they're parallel. But they can only become real when one thing happens. You tune your emotion, belief, and identity into one signal. When you scatter your focus, wanting this, fearing that, you activate nothing fully. But when your energy becomes coherent, the wave collapses, and what was once potential becomes physical. Stop asking the universe to give. Start aligning with what's already there. Feel it as now. Choose it as now. Live as if it's already true, and the field will agree. You don't manifest from thin air. You pull from what already exists in the invisible, and you bring it into the visible through unwavering resonance. The power isn't in the asking, it's in the collapsing. What if your body is already capable of miracles, but your emotions are the switch that turns them on? Your brain thinks, your heart feels. But when they operate in harmony, they generate a frequency so precise, so powerful, it rewires your entire nervous system. Gratitude isn't just a nice feeling, it's electromagnetic alignment. Trust isn't a vague hope, it's a measurable frequency that reshapes your biochemistry. When you feel emotions like love, joy, or peace consistently, you're bathing every cell in healing information. You're telling your DNA that wholeness is normal. You're instructing the field that this is who you are now. And the field? It listens. Breathe into your heart. Think from your future. Feel the emotion before anything changes. This is not pretending. This is activating. You're not waiting for results. You're becoming the signal that draws them. You are a walking broadcast tower. The signal you send is shaped by your chemistry. Shift the chemistry, and you shift the outcome. You were never disconnected from the quantum field. You just forgot how to harmonize with it. Let your body become the proof. Let your emotion be the language of creation. Have you ever watched a seed, willing it to grow, but nothing happens because you're checking too often? Your energy works the same way. It needs consistency, not surveillance. In quantum physics, the observer effect shows that energy behaves differently when it's being watched. Not because of control, but because the act of observing changes what's possible. In manifestation, your attention is the observer. But what matters more than just watching is how you watch. Do you observe with trust or with doubt, fear, and constant checking? Energetic consistency means your frequency doesn't waver just because results take time. It means holding the vibration of your future even when your present doesn't yet reflect it, because your frequency is your vote. And every moment, you're either voting for the old story or standing firm in the new one. Say yes with your thoughts. Say yes with your feelings. Say yes with your behavior, even when no one is watching. That's energetic consistency. Every choice you make, every word, every reaction, is either reinforcing your desired identity or weakening it. Stop starting over. Your soul already knows what it wants. It's time your energy stopped arguing with it. Consistency is your most powerful spiritual weapon. Not perfection, not pressure, but the quiet, unshakable yes that echoes in every choice you make. And when that yes becomes stable, reality has no choice but to follow. Have you ever noticed how when you stop forcing, the right people, messages, and moments suddenly appear? That's not coincidence. That's resonance. Synchronicity is not random. It's the physical world rearranging itself to match your inner world. When your energy stabilizes, when your frequency becomes clear, reality responds. Not because you begged for signs, but because you became the sign. You embodied the vibration that aligned with the outcome. Synchronicity isn't a gift you receive. It's a mirror of what you've become. So if life feels silent, ask not, where is it? Ask instead, what am I still leaking? What part of me is vibrating doubt while my mouth says faith? Clean your signal, hold your resonance, and watch as life begins to speak your frequency back to you. You don't chase alignment, you become alignment. You don't hunt down magic, you radiate it. The field always answers a clear signal. You just have to become so steady in who you are that miracles can find you without knocking. Why do some people manifest breakthroughs, while others endlessly wait? The answer isn't outside. It's the frequency of certainty you're willing to carry inside. You were never meant to hope your way into alignment. Hope is passive. Certainty is magnetic. The field doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to your certainty about those desires. When you calibrate emotionally to "it is done," your inner world no longer negotiates with doubt. Your vibration becomes so steady, your entire body begins rehearsing the future like it's already happening. And guess what? To the quantum field, it is happening. Because it doesn't read calendar dates. It reads coherence. You don't wait for confirmation, you become the confirmation. Every breath, every thought, every word becomes an affirmation of embodiment. You wake up no longer asking, "Is it here yet?" but declaring, "This is who I am now." No outside proof required, no backup plan needed, because your vibration is the evidence. You don't need to find the miracle. You are the miracle, remembering itself. You're not shifting reality to escape who you are. You're returning to the version of you that always knew this was possible. Hold the emotional tone. Stabilize the inner compass. The field will have no choice but to match your certainty. Have you ever felt like a version of you was waiting? Not in the future, but right beside you. Ready to be claimed? Because it is. You're not creating a new identity. You're remembering one that has always existed in the field. Every possible you already lives in the quantum. There is a version of you that walks in divine confidence, radiates abundance, breathes ease, and embodies peace. They are not far. They are near, just vibrating on a different frequency. When you declare, "I am that," you collapse the distance. Not by hustle, but by resonance. Not by force, but by spiritual remembrance. You're not asking the field to choose you, you're choosing yourself in front of the field. You're not waiting for signs, you are the sign. You're not hoping to be ready, you're signaling readiness now. Every thought, word, and posture is your claim. This is how identity becomes embodied. You're not becoming, you're revealing. You're not chasing potential. You're awakening what's already alive within. So claim your quantum identity, not as an experiment, but as a declaration that you are finally home. What if the last thing blocking your manifestation was the belief that you still had to become something? You're not becoming powerful. You already are. You're not becoming aligned. You already are. It's not about becoming more. It's about unbecoming everything that told you you weren't. Manifestation is not a ladder. It's a remembrance, a holy pause, a return to simplicity so profound that the mind resists it. Why? because the ego thrives on complexity. But the divine operates through clarity. The version of you that receives has no questions left to ask. They're not begging for outcomes. They're breathing in certainty. They walk gently. They speak deliberately. They don't wait for permission to be what they already are. Let this be your last chase. No more proving. No more earning. Just remembering. You're not becoming. You're returning. And that is the final shift.